off fishing today. Off to Amlick. 3 or 4 of us fishing. Loads of rods. Let's see how we go. We're going to go right to the end of the breakwater and put loads of different baits out. Baited feathers, big baits, maybe a bit of lure fishing, a bit of float fishing. We're going to do quite a bit. But if it's too busy, we've got to back up. We're going to go to BANGOR Pier because Amlick is getting a bit busy now all the time, which is not a bother. But if it is a bit busy, we're going to turn around and get to BANGOR Pier. We've got about 5 rods in here already. I'm going to pop up to my caravan, get some bait, get another 3 or 4 rods, and we're going to just fish a load of rods on a load of different tactics and let the camera roll. So yeah, I'm going to catch any girl. Hello? She's very excited, by the way. See you in a bit. That's Amlick. It looks busy. Very busy. Busy enough to go back to the pier, I think. Right, very busy. Yeah, there's a lot of fishermen there. So we're going to have a look now. Let's watch I don't kill these dogs.
All the people.
All the people. Cheers, mate. Right, there's a lot of people on that. That means the mackerel are in. Right, gonna make a decision and let you know. So this is looking quite busy, a lot busier than I thought. As you can see on the end now, there's a lot of people there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 people and a lot of rods. So I think we're gonna get to BANGOR Pier, fish it, walk really far up and fish that for the sake of £3 a day. And the lady just said we can fish BANGOR Pier till 10 o'clock tonight. So yeah, we'll see how we go. We're gonna have a quick look over there, see what's popping, see what's being caught. But BANGOR Pier, I think, mate, yeah?
Yeah.
BANGOR Pier, I think. Soaked, we've only walked to the end and back. So we've been to BANGOR Pier. Wind and rain's horrendous now. Saves me gel in my hair though, don't it? That? It's better. So we're going to head to BANGOR Pier, try and make something happen there. See you in a bit. So BANGOR Pier. £3 all day, paying the hut. Fish till 10 o'clock tonight. Going to go right to the end, put loads of rods out. Bargain, £3. How many rods we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 7 or 8 rods going all off the end of the pier. On a lot of bait. Got flavoured things. Different flavours. And try them. Get over there. Now to the end of the pier. I'll try and find a little bit of shelter, I think. I'm going to fish to the right. To the left, straight off the end. Oh yeah, we're all free. Good day, folks. We're at the end of the pier and we've got a shelter right at the end of the pier. £3 a day for this. We've even got a baiting up table. Obviously I wouldn't use the kids table for baiting up, but I'm going to quickly show you where we are now. We've struck gold here. It's going to be a nightmare to net fish. It's going to be very big currents and all that stuff, but it's a proper cosy little place. We've got a cafe and a toilet there. And castle views in the background. Some a memoriam thing here for the boaters. I think something happened. We'll have a look at that in a bit. Definitely respect them all. God bless them and all that. We'll have a little look at the memorial thing. We're fishing in like a little hut at the back, so we'll have a look now. But yeah, it's a bit rough around here, I'm not gonna lie. But what I'm planning on doing is, we've got the noodles for the rod, so I'm gonna like noodle a rod there, and there. So they're all on noodles, so the rods can't go. Then we can watch them from inside the hut. We can actually watch the bites from inside, because the rods are noodles, we just go out and pick the fish up. Simple, yeah, so he says. So obviously this is a little hut thing. This is what it is. It's a memorial of the school ship from a long time ago. God bless them, mate. Each one's got a little memorial plaque. So obviously I won't be doing no baiting up or get anything messy in here. It'll all be outside. Leave everything exactly how it was, spotless. As I say, we've got a lot of baits. We've got them flavoured fish. We've got these as well. Oh, call them rag. We're going to be fishing these on a bit of on some little sabiki rigs. We've got full mackerel baits. bins right there as well, so that is absolutely banging. We've got loads of baits. I think I've got another bucket of bait somewhere. I've got another bucket of bait? I don't know. Yeah, in my bag. You can tell how messed up I'm. We've got a call box full. We've got a lot of bait here, to be fair. Probably won't use it all. Got a little drop net, prawns. These are the noodles. So I'll put all across the railings. So we could literally stay here all day in any weather and just watch the rods out there. Perfect, mate, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah? I'm gonna catch some fish. Drop net's going in, but it's more like a plate. I could tell straight away here we'll put in the drop net in. It was gonna be a nightmare. It was fishing about 25 metres off the pier. The wind was pulling the drop net like a kite. The current was horrendous, and we just knew this was going to be an absolute nightmare trying to get any fish into that net from this distance. Equally hard work this is. If the drop net pulls, what's about 50 ounce, what's the 6 ounce lead going to do? Getting a bit of organisation now. Food area's set up. Have a look at your rod, mate, okay? What you got on there, matey?
Bluey and Sprat Wrap.
Bluey and Sprat Wrap?
Yeah.
That looks good. What you got on there, mate?
I just got half a Bluey then.
Half a Bluey. Let's have a look at that one. Never fished here before, so we ain't got a clue. No idea at all. But we've got a lot of rods. We're going to noodle them all up. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because the noodle, the rods can't go nowhere, so if it gets bad, we can just sit in here, bish, bash, 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 cook some food, get some rigs done. Yeah, looking forward to it. The wind's horrendous, the current's horrendous, and there's a lot of kelp and weed down there that loves him. But we've got a lovely little spot, so let's see what happens. First rod's out. Wow. I reckon something's going to happen. Probably a load of snags and a load of crabs. Something's got to happen. I'll bring you back. It's 1 rod out of 8. He's in. See how we go. So my first rod was about to be sent into the wetness with a full mackerel as bait and a 4-foot long pulley pennel. Was waiting to see what could happen. The water at the end of the pier here now was about 3 foot deep. We could see the bottom and it was still dropping. The wind was pummeling in and the current was picking up. The anticipation was I waiting to see if anything could touch the bait. It was time for Caden to get his second rod in. He was putting on a little scratching rig.
Just putting rag on.
You don't look your ear. Some little sabiki rigs here with bits of rag on. Have a scratch about. See what you can get here, mate. That's got to go, surely. That has. Good luck. Just had the first bite, haven't you, mate?
Yes.
And that big rod out there. Having some tea and biscuits. First bite's coming on that rod. See if it materialises into anything. Definitely picked the right place for shelter. 10 effort in this weather, mate. Gosh, it's horrendous this weather. Got to give it in for effort. Thanks for the sausages, Carol. They hit the spot just right. The weather was really turning for the worse now. The rain was getting really heavy, the wind was picking up, and the swell and the current from the sea was pulling the rods round to the right. Well, this is the first time fishing Bangor Pier, and I looked how far the pier was out as we parked, and I was like, oh, that's going to be amazing on low water. It's probably going to be 40 foot deep. We're still an hour from low now, and we're fishing in about a foot of water. So we've got to wait for it to turn and fill up, but I'm pretty certain. What's the time now? About 4 o'clock. It starts flooding back in at 4:30. So I reckon 6, 7 o'clock onwards, once it gets, 8, 10 foot deep, I reckon something should go off. But this gate shuts at 10 and high tide's at 10:30. So we'll have to leave here about 9:30. So we're definitely missing the best part. But we're going to try and make it happen from sort of like 7 o'clock till 9:30. I think that's going to be the plan. Well, that's all we got really, because there's not much water there. Simple as that. We've got all the rods everywhere. Bang, 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 bang. They're all round us. But you can see our bait's on the bottom. So, we can do a lot of things. We can make it happen in many ways, but we can't make the water deeper. So it's a waiting game, let it get deeper and hope that some fish come in. It's all a learning curve though, isn't it? But on the plus side, we've got loads of good food. We're warm, we're dry, and having fun. That's all that matters. Just drop it in. We've just seen loads and loads of massive fish swim past. Look at them flanking. They're all bass. Right, we've got to change tactics. We need the lures. Look at the bass, look at the bass, look at the bass. under effort to drop that mackerel back in. It's not the best bass bait, but at least it's down there. It's just gone straight past the mackerel you just dropped in. Right, there's the mackerel bait. Oh my god, there's a big bass just flanked right next to it. Keep your eye on it, mate. My big. Look at them all. Look at all the bass. Look at all the bass. Big bass, them. Right, people, I've got to get off this camera because there's just been a shoal of big bass. Look at them. Look at them. Look at them. I hope I'm picking these up. There are so many big bass down here. This was complete carnage, and fueled with excitement was throwing the lure in as quick as possible, but soon realised how high up we was, and with the crosswind that was coming, the lure fishing was out the question. The line was pulling under the pier and the lure was just being dragged across the surface. So a tactic that's worked well for me before is a big mackerel bait. Well, there's loads of bass in the swim, and well, it didn't take long till we had the first action.
Oh my god! Where? Check it out! Oh my god! Oh, right! They're here! They're here! John, they're right below there! They're there!
The mackerel bait was in the water a couple of minutes and we had an absolute banger of a bite. No success this time, but it wasn't long till that bass was in the drop net. Right, we just had about 10 or 15 minutes of complete carnage. We've seen a big shoal of bass come in, and some of them bass was double figure bass. I've caught a big bass and I know that was a big bass. There was up to about 20 in the one shoal. The lure, it was just a nightmare. The lure was too light, we too high up in the wind. The lure wouldn't drop, it was just blowing in the wind. So I literally sent half a mackerel out, which is what I caught my big bass on. It was in the water, in the shoal of them for about 10 seconds and the rod just got banged down and up. We've since put a hermit crab, because that's the only crabs I've got, on a pulley pennel in the mix on that. Where's the rod gone? It's there. So there's the rod gone in? No, there it is. On that rod. And there's half a mackerel on that one. I know mackerel is not a prolific bass bait, but it's what's caught me most of my bass, so that's what I'm sticking with. Then bass was in about 1.5 foot of water, so yeah, it kicked off then. So we're going to try and get one. Weather is absolutely horrendous now. The tide's just turned. It's absolutely shocking out here. Right, look at this when I go out here. We're keen now. It's about 5 past 5 now. We're going to give it probably another 3 hours or so. Oh my god, that's bad. Woo! That's really bad. That deserves a subscribe, don't it? Game on, people. We're not here to take part. We're here to take over. Something didn't feel right with the pulley pennel. And thinking back to when I've caught my bass in the past on mackerel, they've all been on the running rig with the bait pinned down to the bottom, flapping in the current. So it was a no-brainer for me to switch over and put a mackerel fillet on. And well, this bait was in the water literally seconds, and I had 2 huge bangs on the rod and lifted up into what felt a decent fish. This was a big team effort, with the lads moving the rods out the way and getting the drop net ready. I definitely could not have landed this fish on my own from this distance in this wind. So cheers, boys. This really was extreme drop netting, and if I'm honest, I didn't think this fish was going to go over the drop net. Well, the drop net was about 20 yards out and about 30 yards down. The fish was thrashing about, lightly hooked in the lip, lines everywhere, strings everywhere, and yeah, this was probably what you call carnage, art in your mouth type of stuff, just expecting the fish to slip off the hook and disappear back into the depths. When I shout don't lift,
Keep lifting, Coco.
So we got it. I didn't think the pulley panel was doing the job because it was a bit high in the water. Ignore the dog, it's fine. So I put a running rig on to pin the bait down on the bottom because it was shallow, and it was in there 5 minutes tops. Job done. Now let's get a bigger one. Look at that. Yes. Let's get him back. We've just had a massive bite on this one, but lifted into nothing. So unlucky, mate. Get it back out. That was a running rig again.
Yeah.
A mackerel fillet again. About a 3/4 foot length. The rod's going bang, bang, bang. He's lifted up into nothing. It'll happen soon, mate. He's never had a bass either, so it would be nice. Well, that's it. The last rods are coming in now. Bit of a good session, really. We started off, planned on going to Amlick. The weather was atrocious there, and it was busy, so we went all the way up to there to come back. So that was an hour journey out the way. We didn't need to do. We come here, we didn't expect to find this little hut that we're in, which really, without this hut, I don't think we'd have been fishing. We battled the elements when we was outside the hut. The wind was horrendous. When we was drop netting that bass, I didn't think we could drop net that, because the drop net was blowing sideways. The bass was probably about 20 metres down. It was a nightmare, but teamwork from everybody, and we nailed it. Nice little bass, £3-4, something like that probably. It was a keeper, but we put it back. We've had a couple of bites the same, and we have been seeing the bass shoaling, and the bites that we missed was bangers on the same rig, the same method, and all the bass I've caught over the last couple of years have all been on mackerel or mackerel fillets, all on running rigs as well, funny enough. You can tell the bass bites are just a whack whack, they're not like little taps or doggies. The bites missed, I'm 99% sure that was bass bites, and we've seen bass in the area, so not a single doggy. Bass caught and bass bites, so yeah, we're off now. See you in the next one.